Hi, this is Jacqueline here with the Grow Program. Thank you for growing with me on today. I was just checking out a couple of spots in the news that I like to keep up with. And I understand we have a problem going on here in society. Not too far from me, over in Missouri, they have a problem with some racism going on. They don't want to teach critical race theory. They don't want the white students to feel bad, or Caucasian students. They don't want them to feel bad. But it's okay for people to come in wearing KKK hoods and intimidate other students. See, this is what I'm saying. The children already know what happened. So why are you trying to sugarcoat and polish some things up and make it look better? Okay, the problem is this country never apologized for slavery. It just, it did away with it, but it has never apologized for slavery. That's where we need to start, at the top. It needs to come from this country. This country needs to apologize for slavery and say that it was wrong. And then we can move forward. Because, see, you can't rewrite history. These kids already know history. One football player came in with a KKK hood on to show another football player. They already know the history. It's okay to make the other students feel bad, but we don't want to make a certain group of students feel bad, so we can't tell the truth. We can't tell how it really is, what really happened. But I tell you what, greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. There's a butterfly that's emerging on the world, honey. They gonna find out anyway. See, because they gonna know the truth. The truth is the truth. You can't hide the truth. You can't handle the truth. You got to know the truth. We gonna know the truth, what really happened, how it went down, how it happened, and how we gonna move forward. See, this is the difference. We ain't just gonna sit up and talk about race. We gonna talk about race, and then we gonna talk about how we gonna come together, different skin, one love, one God who created us. How we gonna move forward from here? How you move forward from racism? How you move forward from the critical race theory? How you move forward and bring these children together in an atmosphere where they can come to, mostly, a lot of times, you don't have no problem. But then you just have this, here sporadically, just all of a sudden. Here we don't want to teach it. We don't want to know. We don't, it didn't happen. Sweep it under the rug. It's going to go away. Let's just forget all about 400 years of oppression and what we're dealing with right now, the after effects. Because the oppression does not just affect us, it affects us all. It affects all different kind of races. Everybody is affected by racism one way or another, because the oppression, the hatred, the oppression, the evil of racism has trickled down into oppression, which trickles down to depression. The truth is the truth. It happened. So now we need to move on from it. It's a lot of people who are still bitter about it. We got to forgive. These people who are here, had nothing to do with what happened then. However, we got to turn the situation around for good. We got to show these children, lead by examples. We are the role models. You can't go to a school board meeting and say that you don't want this taught, what actually happened. This is the truth. These children need to understand what these children are going through and what they're still dealing with. Why the boy came to the school and wore a hood? Well, we don't even know why, because they won't even teach us what happened. They won't tell us why he wanted to wear the hood to school to intimidate another student. Because we don't want to make him feel bad by him knowing what his ancestors did. Okay, well, we all feel bad. We all are under oppression. We all are dealing with the after effects of oppression right now and what has happened in the past. And we're still dealing with it as long as we don't address it. As long as we never address it, we will constantly deal with oppression. If we don't never try to put an end to it, we will constantly have oppression. The oppression will constantly affect us and will descend us, and there we go. Oppression, I'm telling you, affects us all. We are all under oppression. It don't matter your status of wealth. wherever you at, we are all affected by the oppression that happened from slavery, that came from slavery, from the evil of slavery. Now it done trickle down and it affects us all. You don't have to, I'm telling you, you can be anywhere. Trouble come looking for you. Now we got to drive this evil and hate out and make the world great. One by one till evil and hate are done. Two by two, God and you to get the breakthrough, honey. Go with God. God is love. That's where you start teaching that. Teaching God is love. Okay, teach this happen. Yes, it happened. But now we moving forward. We are all one. We gonna come together. United we stand and we don't fall. I'm telling you, honey, it's so many different type of vices in this world that get you hooked. Different vices to get you hooked, different forms. I'm telling you, different depression. This is so much oppression. It's so many different ways to go out there and get stuck. Get stuck in oppression and don't know how to find your way out. Even learning a little bit about the critical race theory, even learning that there is some injustice. There's some unparalleled justice sentences that are going on. There's some unparalleled, unfair, there's oppression. That's what it is. It all boils down to oppression and how it all affects us. Because I'm going to tell you something, there's a whole lot of Caucasian people who know the history and who feel bad about what happened, but don't know what to do. How do we move forward? How do we begin to come together? See, because I don't see color. I see love. When I look at a person, I just see love. I don't see color. So that's why I began to speak. That's why I began to do something. That's why I began to use my platform to make a difference. If we all begin to stand up and make a difference, make a change for a positive, you got action, you got a negative action, but let's take a positive reaction. Let's turn it around for good. Let's sow love. Let's not sow hate. Let's not be part of the problem. Let's be part of the solution. Let's have the wisdom to sit there and focus on the solution, to focus on what God has given us right here, and that is grow, and grow is to love. To grow to love. You got to grow in God. We're going to grow to love. Honey, don't get caught up in the vices of this world. Honey, you get caught up in the vices of this world and you're going to be in it like a vice grip. Can't get out. Just stuck. Don't know, what do I do? How do I get out of this? You got to turn to God. Don't turn to the oppression. Turn to the solution. Turn it around for good. That's what grow is, honey. Greatness. Reaching greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. Now him walking up in that school wearing that hood and showing the other student, that wasn't greatness. So we got to show these children greatness. We got to lead by example. Going down there to them school boards and acting a fool just because you don't want your child or your son, your daughter to learn what happened in history. What else are we going to teach them? Well, why don't we do this? Put in the history books what the Africans have contributed to this country. Let's put that in there. Let's teach them that, because it wasn't no black history when I was going to school. I didn't know anything about, I knew a few things. I knew about Dr. King, knew about Malcolm X, and that's it. It wasn't, and Rosa Parks, just a little sprinkling of little different things, but you really don't learn and know what the contributions of Africans, what they have done to this country. And I'm going to dedicate a whole episode, where I put in the description what Africans have contributed to this country. We ain't just over here and became slaves. We contribute a whole lot to this country, building and doing things, and the world. The slave trade slaves were shipped, millions and millions and millions of slaves were shipped all over the world to build up the world. And at the same time, the motherland's over there suffering, derelict, evil, overrun, corruption. It's just, but we got, and that's a lot of places, but we got the solution now. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. Now I'm going to keep on every day, but I will tell you this. I thank God for waking me up this morning. I'm so grateful and thankful. Each and every morning I get up growing for God. I'm grateful that the alarm clock went off. You normally don't go off, but it went off today because, see, God is, I'm telling you, we getting ready to start something, honey, something big getting ready to come, and God getting me prepared. God is preparing me. See, I used to have to wake up with Brian all the time. He had to get up real early, 3 o'clock. And then when I used to drive buses, I'm a morning person. But honey, since I've been retired, I don't want to let the bed go. It's hard to get up. And so the alarm went off this morning. I set it every day. And some days it don't go off. And then when it do go off, I might go back to sleep. But honey, I am driven. I am so driven right now. I am so laser focused on growth. I am laser focused. I am pinpointed right there on the solution. And we gonna grow. Grow is about to emerge to the world. The butterfly is cocooning and about to emerge to the world. I get so much revelation and confirmation. I just saw another beautiful butterfly in the sky the other day, cloud-shaped butterfly. Took and snapped some pictures of it. But honey, we got to focus on the solution. And the solution is to grow. So, I got some great big things coming up this week. And I got to get the episodes kind of really out there a little bit more. But I want you to know that each and every day you are on my mind. I'm praying for you. I love you. God got me on a journey. I'm going to keep you updated all the time. I'm going to tell you what's going on because we got it growing on. I'm going to let you know. This is my daily testimony. This is how God is pulling me through. Honey, I was stuck too. I was a ship lost in uncharted waters. I was just as lost as that wallet is right there. Just lost. And thank God he found and delivered me and brought me out of darkness and showed me the way. Steer clear of the oppression. I got the solution. Stay away from the oppression. The oppression that leads to depression that'll take you there. How you caught all up in the vices of this world. But I will tell you this, you came in the world with nothing. You came in the world, your hands were empty. All you need is God. You don't need this and you don't need that. All you need is God. Wean yourself slowly if you have to. Wean yourself slowly from whatever it is. If it's cigarettes, whatever it happen to be. Wean yourself slowly and pull yourself away from it. And then next thing you know, it ain't over you no more. You are over it. Just as I am in this world, we are transformed by renewing of our mind if we want to be. We are transformed by renewing of our mind. We are in this world, but we are not of this world. And when you're not of this world, you don't let the things of this world control you. Nothing controls you, nothing dominates you, and you are a warrior until transition. Keep on fighting, kings and queens. Keep on going through because you're going to come through. God going to pull you through. You're going to make it. You're going to come out a warrior on top of God. All you got to do, just keep growing. You got the side from God. Take the rain that came in your life and grow, honey. Use your light to light up the world. Let the world see love, Just like them police officers down there. I forgot what town it is. But you know where the story. The police officers who took the time out of their day. They didn't have to do that. Took the time out of their day to go by the elderly gentleman's house, the elderly king's house, and fixed his TV for him. Told him how to set it up, told him how to watch TV, because they are complicated nowadays. You got to do all kind of stuff to these smart TVs. Smart TVs smarter than you. You got to do a lot of stuff to them. Like somebody said, he bought a smart TV and the smart TV said built-in antenna. And that was a place he never heard of. Where's antenna at? Where they built this TV? See, that's what I'm saying. These smart TVs are smarter than us, honey. I'm telling you. But here we grow. We growing in God. I don't have one. I don't have one of those. And I never ever thought I would ever say I don't have a TV, but I don't miss it at all. And then the neighbor's TV play so loud, I can listen to what they watching and fall asleep to it. Don't bother me because I'm used to falling asleep to the TV. I ain't had no choice. It was evil. Honey, but God is good. Honey, you know what? It's like I told you about this spiritual warfare I deal with. These insects and then these different color cars coming at me all the time, trying to get me. I'm out there going the speed limit, but that's not good enough. I get honked for going the speed limit, honey, because I'm driving 40 in a 40-mile-an-hour zone. I'm supposed to drive 60. Won't be me. See, because I see the blue and red pretty lights flashing up ahead. Those real pretty lights, until they get behind you. I see them up ahead, so I know what to do. We got to get out here and drive for other folks. You got to drive for other people around you because they will take you there. Okay. Go outside yesterday, take some trash. I'm going to hold a picture up there so you can see it. A spider. I never seen a spider that big. Some evil done spun that evil up on my car, honey. A great big old spider web. I mean, just like he belonged there. And I had to get that, I could have went to screaming and hollering, acting a fool, but no, because I'm focused on the solution. And the solution is to grow. That's how I used to act about insects. I used to clown. And I'm telling you, and it see ain't nothing but, I'm telling you, it's a spiritual warfare out here because one got in the car with me while it wasn't a spider, but it was an insect got in the car with me while I'm riding down the road. And see, there's another time I could have had an accident, acting a fool. But no, it's time to grow. Look how I'm bigger than this insect. I get this insect out of here. Because me and the kids, we riding down the road. I can't sit there and clown with them like I did when that June bug flew in the window that night. He flew in the window and he flopping all up down the dashboard. That great big old cicada. I'm screaming how I'm on the highway. I'm screaming hollering because this thing up there flopping and buzzing and thank God. God knocked him out of there, honey, because I'm telling you, with the voice of the Lord say, if you don't calm down, you're going to have an accident up here, you and these kids in this car. And this thing flopping around on the dashboard. See, that's how I used to be about insects. I'm getting better. Greatness. There we go. We growing. Greatness. So I'm getting better about these insects, honey. And the spirits, the living spirits that are in the physical realm, that are walking around with us. That's what we need to be aware of, honey. That's the oppression that we need to be aware of. Not the spirits that are gone in the spiritual realm. Those spirits, we don't need to be worrying about those spirits. Those spirits can't do nothing to you. However, you can be used for evil. Good versus evil. Who do you choose to serve? Let's serve good. Let's serve God. Let's turn it around for good. I know what she said. I know what they did. I know what they gonna do. But honey, turn it around for good. See, because when you turn it around for good, guess what? Good gonna follow. Good gonna follow all the time. But you can turn it around another way, and that way gonna follow. But no, let's go ahead and have the wisdom to focus on the solution. The solution is to grow. God done gave us a plan. Here we stand, man and woman, boy and girl, all around the world. See, we're going to show that young man why you don't want to wear that hood. See, because you wear that hood, you're going to bring some oppression on yourself. So now you don't want to walk around looking like that. Now we're going to walk around see, if you're a football player, it's another hood you're supposed to be wearing. You're supposed to be wearing this helmet. But obviously you got time to do this and do that. Then you ain't thinking about your football practice that you got to do. You know, your football game. So, okay, coach. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. We got to rise, honey. We got to teach our children. You got to tell your child the right thing to do. You know your child walking around with a hood in school. You got to tell your child the right thing. Where are you? Tell your child the right thing to do. What type of parent are you? What are you teaching are you teaching your children oppression and how to oppress someone else? Now I'm telling you, in this school in Kansas City, Missouri, now they got to put out a petition, bring back slavery. See, they got time for foolishness. They got time. And in the day and age that we living in, they got time for this foolishness. Where's this principal? These administrators Who is allowing this stuff to come in there like that? To intimidate these other children. We got federal laws, against discrimination. I don't know if these people know about that, but they need to know. And they need to know about grow. It's time to grow. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom, honey. They can worry about critical race theory all they want. They sit up and worry they don't want it. They want to shut it down, sweep it up under the rug. But I tell you what, they ain't gonna sweep up under the rug and shut down. That's grow. We got to grow anyway. We gonna grow the right way. We gonna grow for a better way. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. We gonna grab these children, link up, lock up, rise up in God. I love you, kings and queens. Come on, we're going to keep on keeping with the dream. I'm with you all the way. I'm in it till we all win it. I love you. Let's rise.